Ain't nothing like church hurt. Ain't no hurt like church hurt. Ain't no ugly like church ugly. And some of the meanest, the nastiest, the ugliest, the cutting uppest, the cussinest folk you didn't ever want to meet are folk that gather in church on Sunday.
Ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first. They said the pastor been tripping. They said the preacher got demons. Now the church boy wanna vote him out, wanna pack his bag and start leaving. Now each pew got something to say. Everybody got a stone to slay. The church wanna see a judgment day, but don't nobody wanna kneel and pray. And Sister Perfect been waiting to point the finger, stop blaming. But last night she between the sheets with a choosy lover fornicating. And Deacon Sneaky been freaking, and the pastor wife she been cheating. She thought nobody wasn't looking, but God above been peeking. And the usher act like a church cop, but the truth is you got a lust spot. If shouted off at the rooftop, it's an iPhone and a tissue box. And sister girl shouldn't bother tryna roll her eyes in dishonor, but got 4 kids all in children's church by 4 different baby fathers. And big girl got the nerve too, tryna talk about old dude, talking about what he did and what she did and what they do. Instead of full of the Holy Ghost, she getting full off of church food. Like gluttony ain't an issue, her big body take a whole pew. Ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first. I can't understand how church people treat the man that got so evil. One slip and the church delete him, and do the same towards unbelievers. Can't forgive like the love of Jesus, but kill him off like the Grim Reaper. And do the same to the church preacher, now Jim Jones is the guest speaker. I heard a man said he hate church, thought the world was bad, but the church worse. Instead of love, he got judged first. The old lady even grabbed a purse. Couldn't heal him, so they gave him hurt. Didn't pray for him, so they threw a verse. Instead of freely giving God's love, they made him feel like he had to work. He said the church full of phonies, plus he rather kick it with the homies. Cause the good news sound baloney. You look down upon a few homeless. Them front pews for the millionaires and them big tithers with money. And them back seats for the broke saints who the rich saints treat funny. Can't fellowship with none of they friends, you ain't pulling up in no new Benz. Wish they would get their phone number to a broke saint, that's a rich sin. E-Trade gon' preach the verse with sneaker headphones and t-shirts. God put me on the pulpit so I could preach about church hurt. Ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first. And some of y'all think I'm dead wrong, spitting church hurt as a church song. But I'm sick and tired of these pew critics keep expecting us to have no flaws. When King David had a man killed cause he knocked his wife and was dead wrong. But I ain't never heard a church say they'll never ever read the book of Psalms. And Solomon was a player who changed women like he changed draws. But God filled him with divine wisdom that the whole church keep learning from. When Jesus Christ got arrested, the apostle Peter made a quick draw. Sliced the police ear off, that's assault first on the cricket law. The church gotta do better in the pew seats and the pulpit. Lord knows he's the only one who ever lived this life without no sin. But religious leaders were the same ones who put Christ in the hands of men. So the preacher man, they got no exception. With church hurt, we got no win. But church hurt made Pastor E-Trade stand firm with some thick skin. So can't nobody throw one stone if you never lived without no sin. From church clothes to the church hurt, we done came a long way from back then. The pulpit got something to say, so the church pews wanna judge then. Ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. Man, ain't nothing worse than that church hurt. He without sin, throw the stone first.